Hello, welcome to Local Chats. I'm Lewis Adams, and I am here with. Well, I'll let you guys introduce yourselves.
Great. I'm John McDonald. I play Hunter in Title of Show. That was also sort of the creative idea to put on the show in the first place.
Yeah, I'm Jason McMurray. I play Jeff. I look after some of the vocals.
Hi, my name's Alicia Barker, and I play Susan, and I'm also in charge of marketing for the show.
And my name's Abe Watson. I'm the production manager for Title of Show.
Tell me, guys, what is Title of Show?
Well, it's a one-act musical. The basic plot line that I give to anyone when I'm trying to describe the musical is it's a one-act musical about two guys writing a musical about two guys writing a musical. So if you can follow that, then you'll be fine with the show. Yeah, it's very self-referential and very self-aware of what it is, breaking the fourth wall quite a lot, which I personally love that kind of thing, which is what attracted me to the show in the first place. And yeah, it's about a writer and a composer, Jeff and Hunter, who decide to enter the New York Musical Theatre Festival. And the idea that they come up with is that they decide to just write down and chronicle everything that happens to them in the process of writing the show. And they put that in an envelope and send it away, and the show sort of takes off from there. Yeah, that's probably the basic plot line of the show, I guess. They get two of their female friends in, Susan and Heidi, played by Melissa Harrington, who's absent tonight. And they come in and join in for the ride, and hijinks ensue, and 90 minutes later you're left feeling pretty good about yourself.
How much is it about you?
We've had many chats during rehearsals about how close these characters actually are to the way, because when I originally had the idea of doing the show, I had people in mind that I wanted for the show, and me being the big-headed person I am, I wanted to be in it, so I cast myself as Hunter, not knowing anything further than that, and just because he had a couple of songs that I really liked, and one in particular where I get to swear a lot. And then I had other people in mind, and Mel had said to me, if you want to do it, I'm on board for it completely. And then I took it to Jason and Alicia, and they were super keen for it. I played one particular song for Alicia that I thought would be perfect for her, the character would be perfect for her, and I remember she listened to it and came back to me and was like, I am so in, where do we start? But we've had, like I said, we've had so many conversations about, there's just moments where we'll be rehearsing, we'll stop and we're like, this is exactly how I'm feeling about this show right now. These characters are feeling, so it's almost like we're actually going through the same process that these four people went through, five people if you include the pianist, Larry or Mary in our show. It's almost like we're not just learning these lines, we're actually living their lives for the last 2 months or so, and it's been really bizarre experience. So it's a lot about us. I guess there's a lot of us in these characters. Yeah, the two guys that wrote it are from America. This show went on to be, I think, nominated for a Tony Award. It was widely popular, especially in musical theatre circles, because it is very self-referential to the musical theatre world. It's not to say that it's not enjoyable for anyone else. It's just that there are a lot of, and they even make reference to the fact that there are a lot of obscure references in the show. But at the end of the day, it's the show they wanted to write, and that's what makes it so special. But yeah, it's bizarre that these people have wrote these characters based on themselves, which, from what I can tell, they're very similar to what these people were like in real life. Just a little bit more amped up. But it's so bizarre to have these people, you just look at the script and go, this character is me. I connect to this character. I haven't connected with the character so much in such a long time, so it's been fantastic.
You said you had people in mind. Did you get everyone you wanted?
Yes,
yeah.
I did.
That's great.
Very much so.
Correct.
Yes. No, I 100% did. I already know I work extremely well with Jason. We have a good rapport with each other. And the same with Alicia, because we've done multiple shows together in roles. I don't think we've ever had a role where we've been sort of playing off each other as much.
It's been really good.
Yeah, it's been
really,
nice.
really good.
And Mel's been one of my best friends, one of my oldest friends for God knows how long now. And I knew how super talented she was and how much she loved the show as well. So once I got everyone on board, I was really excited and I was like, yay, this is actually happening. I think the one surprise for me though was actually getting Cheryl, our pianist, on board. In my head I was like, I'd love to have her, but I don't think it's ever going to happen. And
she's highly sought after.
Yes,
highly sought
and
after.
Just an amazing person. Grateful for
We're
her.
extremely lucky.
Yeah.
Did you ask nicely? And...
That was all Abe's that you could take that one.
Look, I took the show to Cheryl and she watched it and she really liked it. And then I you know, showed her the music and she loved it and she agreed, and then I told her she had lines. So she was already locked in by that point. But look, Cheryl is, you know, I'll go on record as saying one of the, if not the most talented pianist and accompanist in Bendigo. And we are so incredibly lucky to have her time and her expertise. And she's just such a great person to have around and have involved anyway. And I think that's what's really been great out of this experience, is having such a great group of people. Everyone's fantastic. The production team's fantastic. And you can't do something like this if you don't have a good team. And we have a fantastic team. So I'm very excited and lucky to work with these guys. And
I think that's the best thing about doing it in Bendigo as well, is that, you know, in Melbourne it's such a big pond, and you know, you have to like put a lot of trust in people when you're in this kind of process. And if you do that in Melbourne with people that you potentially don't know very well, or you're just kind of asking favors of people, it's really hard. But we have this amazing group of talented people and people that are willing to put in the hard yards, and I think that that's the best thing about Bendigo, is that you can really call on people like friends and family and you know, people that you've just met through work and stuff, and it just works. And it just, I don't know, it's pretty cool. We've had a lot of people come and help us, and
the support's been overwhelming
Yeah.
pretty much from day one since launching online.
Yeah, since the Posable campaign,
Very humbling experience.
Tell me about the Posable campaign, actually.
Well, again, Abe, I think you that was sort of your...
well, I'd never crowdfunded before in my life. I don't think any of us ever crowdfunded before, have we?
No.
And so the Possible campaign was a very interesting experience. But basically, a normal production management job is the producer, the level above, will give you the budget. They'll give you a big sum of money and you'll decide where to spend it. Whereas for this show, it was the total opposite. I went, how much do we have to spend? How much money do we have? It's like, you know,
how much money you're willing
it's like
to put in.
$2,500 to $3,000 versus $0 we have.
I remember when I approached Abe about being production manager and just generally helping out in general to get the show off the ground. And I also just asked his opinion on the whole thing. And he was like, yeah, it's great, cool. And I was like, oh, I've got this rights inquiry. And he said, great, send it to me. Cool. So I emailed it to him.
6 months ago, I sent a rights inquiry.
Yeah, I said 6 months ago. Apparently, it was 2 years ago when I said it.
So yeah, we got it all together, and we found out how much money we had to spend. That was a bit of a, I don't know what the right word is in setting the budget. You know, I gave Julie $50 to spend on props, like, you know, very, very strict.
It's humble.
Very much so. And so then from there we said, well, how do we make this work, you know? And the first part of that was actually paying for the rights for the show, which became quite apparent that it needed to happen very quickly. And I basically said to these guys, I need your money. I'll give your money back to you, but I need your money. And everyone just trusted me and threw money at me, and they've all been paid back. And, you know, we managed that, and then we got some sponsors on board, and then we launched our Possible campaign. We set a target of $1,000. We ended up with just under $1,600, which is pretty incredible. And the support's been amazing. You know, it's meant that we could afford to spend a little bit more on things and make the show, you know, what it deserves to be.
I remember we have like a group chat going just to discuss things. And I remember when we launched the campaign, I think I had like permanent caps lock on, because I was just like, oh my god, we got $50 off! Like, it was
I had to mute the conversation.
Yeah. I was getting a little carried away. I got a little excited about it. It's one of those moments where it was like, this is real.
It's fantastic. But like, as Alicia said before, it's that sort of, you know, community and the connections we all have. You know, we've all worked and done shows with Bendigo Theatre Company for quite a long time, and we've been fortunate enough that they're letting us use their venue to perform in for very, very reasonable rates, which has really made this show possible. You know, we couldn't do this if we had to hire a venue and include that in the budget. You know, we're extremely grateful to them and to everyone that supported us. So.
And in my mind, when I was like thinking about the show as well, just like basic level, like the Shed was the place that I had in mind, because it's not a 500 seat person show. It's a quite intimate show, and really downsized in terms of everything. In terms of the content, it's really sort of personal, because obviously it's based on real people, so it's very personal. The set and props, there's many jokes in the show about the fact that it's just 4 chairs and a keyboard, and whether or not that warrants a Broadway musical, and you know, as the guys wanted to prove that yes, it does. So it's all very downsized, and I think the Shed is the perfect space for it. And it's like 62 seats. It's a lovely interesting venue to perform in. Like, it's just so, the atmosphere in a place is really good, and you can sort of feel that there's been so many years of history throughout that place, and it's really, really exciting to sort of, for us to put on a show there for everyone to come see.
Sounds like everyone on board is very passionate about it, which I think is a very positive thing for, well, anything.
Yeah.
Can I just ask you guys about sort of what attracted you to performance? We'll start with Jason if you want.
Right. Well, initially, growing up, I grew up on music, basically. I mean, my parents were singers, dancers in a band. Apparently, my dad was allegedly in a band. I'm still waiting to see proof on that. So I grew up around music and being sent to guitar lessons and dance lessons and doing theatre once I moved to Bendigo, because that's actually the main reason we moved to Central Victoria from the ACT, was that they had amazing arts here, and that's pretty much what my parents wanted me to do. That's all I wanted to do, and it's been life ever since. So from 15 years old right through to now, theatre is it. It's how it is. And to come across obviously somebody like Joel, who's so incredibly passionate, someone who can match my own obsession, it's very refreshing. It's really nice. And then to have a whole team that are all just as nuts as me, it's great.
I'm pretty much the same. Yeah, probably about 14, 15, started performing. I'm actually really lucky, like the person who kind of really got me into theatre and performing arts was actually John Murray, who's involved with this show as a bit of a mentor and, you know, helping us with some direction and stuff for the show. But so started at Golden Square Secondary doing year 9 and 10 performance, and then, you know, it was like, you did it back then because it was like, you know, like everyone loved Muzz and like it was just like the cool thing to do. And then I just started to love it, and then just started getting some vocal coaching, and then joined Bendigo Theatre Company and did a lot of stuff with them. And it's sort of been a little bit of a burning desire for me to do something outside of BTC and do something on our own. And when Joel approached me about it, I was like, hell yes, we can do this. And then I was like, go talk to Abe, he'll get us up and running. And here we are. So I don't know, there's a lot of references for me, like with this show. Susan, my character, says, you know, that she's going to hire an assassin to kill these guys for making it harder to go to her day job, and it's a bit of the case for me. Like I love work. I mean, you know, we have to work, but I must admit that doing stuff like this just makes going to work so much easier. Like, it's just, I love theatre so much. It's not a chore at all. And I love that, you know, we can connect with a group of people that have that same fire in their belly and just, like, I don't know, make cool stuff happen.
I can remember the time where I thought, this theatre thing's not too bad. I was in grade 6. But previous to this, I was in grade 4, and we did our school-wide performance, and I played a clown playing volleyball, because we were the group that got left over that no one wanted to work with. And it was, true story.
Please come to my show.
They love me. And then I remember in grade 6, I played an Elvis impersonator on stage, again at our school-wide performance, and people were like, oh, that was really good. And I thought, this performing thing's pretty good. I can get behind this. So I went to year 7 at Eagle Hawk Secondary and did the production there and loved it. That was the year I got diagnosed with diabetes and actually had to get permission to leave the hospital to go and actually perform the show. So I performed the entire show with my medical wristband on because I had to go back to hospital. And then from then on, I did the school productions right up until year 9 and 10. And in year 9, I joined the theatre company and have sort of been there on and off ever since. And so it's just something I've always I just sort of fell into it, I guess. And people were always sort of like, hey, you're pretty good. I'm like, okay, well, I'll keep going with it, I guess. And it makes me feel good when I do it, so I guess it's good. So that was I just sort of fell into it, and then you know, I've learned so much over the years now that it's just sort of become second nature to me now to be able to perform in whatever aspect I'm doing, whether I'm just at work doing nothing and someone needs to be cheered up, and I'll just perform for them by being an idiot. That's how it happens.
Very good.
Abe, shoot.
Oh, you don't want to hear about me. I joined the Bendigo Theatre Company when I was 8. And my first show was Oliver. I'm a performer as well.
You may remember him as Chip from
Beauty and the Beast, or Gavroche from Les Mis. Look, and I've done a show at BTC every year since 2004, and you know, I loved it. So that was my first passion, I guess, coming from a family of sport crazy people. And it's pretty funny that I was really into, the arts, and my primary school music teacher, who has done quite a lot of stuff around Bendigo, Joe Gaskell, actually convinced me to join BTC and auditioned for Oliver, and I got in and I played the littlest orphan and I got 3 lines. And
Yeah, you did.
He spent most of his time, because I was in that show, I played Alpha Dodger, and he spent most of his time practicing his pickpocketing skills by actually pickpocketing people. He had to put a hold on that.
yes, and now I'm saying, give me your money.
Yeah.
So I've come far.
And we trusted.
But look, yeah, I've done a show every year since then, and I perform as well, and I just do a little bit of everything really. I got a job at the Capitol Theatre and now Lumbra when I was 14, and so I lighting design shows and do sound for shows, and I production manage and stage manage and act and play in orchestras and stuff, but I can't dance, so we've all got something. But you just meet such incredible people and friendships that really last. Like I've worked with all these guys for such a long time, and I met Alicia when I was 9, and then all of a sudden came back into each other's lives, a couple of years ago, and we're the best of friends now. And you just have these incredible connections with people, you meet such talented people, and Central Victoria, Bendigo has just an incredible amount of talented artists, performers, It's just so humbling to be involved with some of these people and work with them and be able to call them my friends. And that's why I do it, and I love it.
Do any of you have any sort of dream roles, like an aspiration that you're looking towards? I'm sure everyone does.
We only have 20 minutes, right?
There's two that stand out, like in terms of dream roles in musicals and things, there's 2 that stand out for me. There's Seymour from Little Shop of Horrors, just because Little Shop of Horrors is great. I mean, who doesn't love a show about a giant man-eating plant that takes over the world? And it's got great music and fantastic, and Seymour's such a cool character, and I really would love to play him one day. And also Max Bialystock in The Producers, just because Nathan Lane, seeing him do that in the movie in particular, was just mind blowing, and Reg Livermore doing it in Melbourne as well. It was one of those moments where I was like, oh, I want to be that. That is phenomenal, and crazy energy that is required for that show, and I feel like that would be a really good challenge, really fun. So.
Jace, go.
Right. Well, I'm the superstitious one of the group. I usually keep my cards pretty close to my chest. What I will say is there's a pretty exciting show coming up next year, and there's a pivotal role that I would like to have, and we'll leave it at that.
All right, we'll look forward to next year.
Oh, wow. So many. I mean, I was really lucky that one of my dream roles that I would have loved to play was Roxy Hart in Chicago, and I got to play that last year. So that was, pretty cool for me. But I mean, God, I'd love to be Alphabet in Wicked. I mean, who wouldn't? I don't know. Wow. Yeah. Sorry. We don't have enough time for that.
That's great.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you have anything, Abe?
Oh, no, it's too hard to think about. Okay, I don't have enough time.
Okay, title of show, when, where, how do I go buy tickets?
I'll do the little promo. So, the title of the show will run at the Bendigo Theatre Company Arts Shed from the 26th to the 29th of November. 26th to the 28th are at 8 p.m, and the matinee is on the Sunday at 2 p.m. Tickets are available via Tribe Booking at www.tribebooking.com/156054. It's a one-act musical, runs for about 90 minutes, and we'd love to see you all there for a wine and a chat, and come and see our show. It's fun.
Really fun.
Yay. And all the relevant links will be just scroll down, you'll find them. And thank you guys for coming in.
Thank you.
Thank
Thanks
you.
for having us.
That's all right. This has been Local Chats. Of course, you can go to www.thenewlocal.net, which you're probably at already. Find this podcast, all the other podcasts. You can find us on Twitter @thenewlocal, and I've got a Patreon that you can click on if you want to help me out. See you guys.